Hello and welcome to the Pot of Yarn podcast. I'm your host Ninni and this is episode 6. So I'm wearing Magpie Tendency by Skeinanigans. This is the first finished object I want to talk about with you. So I did I think it's color block option 1, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but so I have these shoulder panels in contrasting colors and the bind offs in contrasting color. The main color I used is Hedgehog Fibers Twist Sock in Hurricane colorway. It's this, I'm gonna pop a bit closer, you see the fit while I talk. So it is this blue, brown and purple yarn, and the contrasting yarn I used is Uncommon Thread, Uncommon Everyday in Rocky Horror colorway. And I really like this. I'm not sure about the fit, especially like around the bind off. It's my fault because I was quite aggressive while blocking. I probably could have blocked it more into lengthwise than widthwise. But it feels good on. And yeah, I didn't do any modifications to the pattern. Maybe slightly longer, because I wanted to use as much yarn as I possibly can. Because having like 20 grams left over is... I mean, I have scrappy project, but I don't know. I just thought that it would be nice to knit everything up with this. So, as said, this is Magpie Tendency by Skeinanigans. It's so lovely. It was fun to knit. And yeah, I have a couple other of her patterns in my library, so I might knit something else from her in the near future once I figure out what yarns I want to use. Yeah, so that's what I'm wearing. And next finished object is something I was working on last time I spoke with you. And it's Reindeer Hooves socks by Christy from Yarn Cafe Creations. And the yarns are, this blue one here is Rouva Silmusolmu BFL Sukkis or BFL Sock yarn in Sinitaivas, sky blue or blue sky, depending on how you translate that. So it's the contrasting color, and the main color here is Dragon Hoard yarn in Ice Melt Snow. Can't remember the base, gonna pop it somewhere here for you to see. So there they are. I have worn these are, I just washed them, but there is some graying happening at the bottom of the foot, but yeah. And I really like them. The pattern is nice, although I get bored easily. So at some point I was like, can I put in the toe yet? No, need to knit some more. So I was kind of losing the, what you call it, drive with these at some point, but I'm so happy I actually knit them and finish them in reasonable time, I'd say. But yeah, I really like them, and this Ice Melt Snow colorway is so pretty. So yeah, Reindeer Hooves done, and then I have one more finished object, and I'm not gonna show you everything I have finished, just some things I worked or talk about last time, and some things I really like and have recently finished and whatnot. There are some vanilla socks and that kind of thing that I did while I was gone, but let's move on. So this is quite huge because I don't know, for some reason I tend to get a bit aggressive while blocking things, but this is Changing Staircases by Dragon Hoard Designs. And it's so gorgeous. I probably smeared some. No, I didn't. Good. So, Changing Staircases. As you can see, I was aggressive, and those tips are like a mile long. Well, not exactly. The yarn I used, this is one of a kind skein. It was kind of desk dye from Rouva Silmusolmu. And the base is once again BFL sock. I tend to gravitate towards that yarn. But yeah, this isn't one of a kind colorway, but it's so pretty. It's kind of this natural with green and purple and blue and brown and yellow and like almost every color imaginable. I can't see any actual red or hot pink here, but yeah. There you can see the speckling quite well. So I think this one will go with pretty much everything, because it's kind of neutral, but it has this hint of color bit in every color family. So that is now finished, and I tend to fold my knits for storing. So while I do that, well, I got it done. I was gonna talk about something smarter. No need to do that. Whips, let's start with something that has been on my needles for quite some time, and I actually have been working pretty much monogamously on this for last week-ish. I'd say a week, and it is my Harvest cardigan in this kind of brick red color. The yarn is Noita Duo, which is, I think it's discontinued. It was kind of a seasonal thing, but I have bound off the hem or the body, and I need to pick up the sleeve stitches and knit the sleeves and block this. I don't know, this does this weird thing up in the front. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, here you can see there is a lot of fabric, and it's right in the middle of my waist. It's not like it has any purpose, it just is there, so I'm hoping it will block out to look somewhat nice, because it's quite bulky and doesn't sit well at that spot now, but it is still a work in progress, so I'm not too worried about it. And if needed, I can just add some buttons and maybe force it to kind of lay flat or fit better. I don't know. So, Harvest by Tin Can Knits. And yeah, there is not much to talk about that. Some commercial yarn and yeah, knit exactly to the pattern. I do that quite a lot, so I don't need to talk about any modifications. Well, the reason I don't modify patterns is because I usually find them to be really good, if not perfect, without any modifications. If I do something, it's usually like add a bit of length or something like that. Nothing too major. So yeah, next up I have in my Lala Styles Dr. Who bag, I have a shawl that I cast on during the summer, and it's really hard to show you because the needles are way too short, but it is Taha Moana, and I probably butchered that name, but sorry. The pattern is by ArohaKnits, and there is still quite a bit of knitting left to do. So it has 5 stripes of this lace, and I did like red, purple, blue, and now I'm gonna do purple and red, and these garter bits in between. It's gonna be huge, but the shape of it is really good. It's like so easy to wear because it's kind of a square with one section taken out, so it's easy to just throw on your shoulders or whatnot. And the yarn I'm using here is some opal sock yarn. Opal 4-ply sock yarn. Here's the ball band. So all the yarns is that in different colors. And I'm knitting this with my Chiago red lace needles in 4mm or US size 6. I'm pretty sure that's the needle size the pattern calls for. So yeah, Taha Moana. It's really lovely. I need to get this done before the winter comes, because man, it gets cold, especially at our campus. Well, not the whole campus isn't cold, but those classrooms where our classes usually are freezing. So I'm gonna need this before the school starts. So yeah. Next up we have another ArohaKnits pattern. This is Whakairo cowl, and I have basically just started this. The yarn I'm using is West Wool Bicycle in colorway Norway, and it's really fun to knit. Only downside is that I can't watch like movies or podcasts or anything while I knit, because it requires quite a lot of focus and it's like a beard. Yes, I just did that. I think that one was an old joke, but yeah. And I'll probably do the non-button version of the cowl. For some reason that word is just my mouth doesn't like that word. But yeah, so I probably do the non-button version. I don't want to make this into a triangular scarf because I have a bunch of them and I'll probably need even more. But I think I get the most wear out of this if it's doesn't have any buttons or anything. So yeah, I'll show you a bit closer how it's knitting up. So the colorway is called Norway and the pattern is amazing. And once again, Chiago red lace. And It's 3.75 millimeters, so US size 5. And since this is a cowl, I'm pretty sure it's what the pattern calls for. I usually can knit with whatever size is stated in the pattern. My tension is, or gauge is quite average, which is nice. Although that kind of causes that I'm like, whatever, my gauge is close enough, not gonna swatch. And then everything is either too big, too small, or, well, quite often they fit quite nicely. But yeah, I haven't had any absolute disasters with my gauge while knitting a garment. That one had to be, I finished it, I blocked it, and it had to be ripped out. It's the hoodie behind me. It is See You There by ArohaKnits. The yarn I used is Cascade 220 non-superwash, and I probably used that too hot water while blocking, so it faded a bit and it shrunk and it didn't fit me, so I ripped the whole thing out after blocking. And then I put the yarns in the timeout for I think 6 months, a year, something like that, for quite a while, and reknit the whole thing. And that time I was being super careful not to block too hot water. So, lesson learned there. When using non-superwash yarn, be extremely careful with the water temperature. So, yeah. Anyways, I have one more whip I want to talk about with you. And it is... Let's hope I remember the detail, because I didn't write this into my notes. It is ripple crop top, although I'm knitting it probably a bit longer, not like full length, but a bit longer. The yarn is Retrosarja Mondin, and I'm a bad person and not alternating skeins, and it probably will kick my butt at some point. But here it is. So this was my Komuchi knit for like a month or so. This is so nice. I really like the yarn and well, so far the pattern is like a tube. But I really like the look of the finished garment. So, but I want to knit it a bit longer so I can maybe tuck it in or just not have my back exposed, because I don't want to freeze my back. And it's so kind of woolly yarn in a way. So I think it will be quite warm, maybe too warm for the summer time. So I'm gonna make it more into like transitional piece, which I can wear during autumn and spring. It was kind of like I saw the pattern, I bought the pattern, and on that same week I think I went to a knit night and bought the yarn, and actually I think I had to buy the needles as well. And I didn't cast this on during the knit night, but I think the following day I cast this on, and now it's been just waiting for me to give it some attention. I'm pretty sure I don't have all the yarn I bought during the summer with me, but most recent ones and stuff I want to knit with. But I need to clear off some stuff from my needles, because I'm pretty sure all the needles I'm probably gonna need are in other projects, so I probably need to knit them first. But let's start with some yarn I bought from Kuopio. Aren't they gorgeous? So these are all from Kässäkerho Pom Pom, and it's BFL sock base, because that's what I like. Apparently, I mean, I like it's not as soft as merino, but it feels a lot sturdier. So this one here is called Salvia or Sage, and I think that's pretty spot on. This one is called Lokakuu, which means October. And as I look outside, there are some trees that these are pretty much this color. So yeah. And then we have, I think this is one of a kind, because the label doesn't have the colorway name. If I figure out that this is actually some colorway, because this isn't flamingo, it's too peach for that, but it's this lovely pale peach kind of color, but there is no colorway name, so I think this might be a test color that hasn't become regular. I might be wrong, but that's what I suspect with this. But yeah, let's grab all of them again together. They will be Veera Välimäki's Stay Soft, and I'll probably do the kind of body of the shawl with these two and the border with this, because that way, because I don't have that much pink in my wardrobe in like any form actually, so that way I can wrap these underneath these two colors, so it doesn't show that much, but I can also wrap these on top while so that it shows more, so I can control how much pink is showing, because if this is border, then it's gonna be showing whatever I'm wearing, and I think that might not be smart. So these two are kind of the colors, or in the color palette I tend to gravitate towards, and this is something out of my comfort zone. So, but yeah, Stay Soft by Veera Välimäki. This will probably get onto the needles once I finish the Moana, quite likely. So that's something I bought from a knit night. And then I went to, it was like a craft fair. Yes, craft fair. Or it was craft and wellness fair. It was like two fairs in same location. And I bought a sweater, as I like to say. A sweater, some assembly needed. So these are again Rouva Silmusolmu. And this is her villasukki space, so this is 75 wool and 25 nylon, non-BFL this time, just some superwash wool. And this colorway is called Repolainen. Basically, a fox. Repalainen is kind of like a nickname for fox, so it is a fox. And then I have 2 skeins of Rouva Silmusolmu Villasukkis wool nylon blend in Miss Farkku, which is basically Miss Denim. So yeah, and this is how they look together. And I'm gonna knit the Sparkling Leaves sweater by Jill Karina Bö with this, and I'll probably pop a picture on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about, or you can check the show notes, which will be linked down below. So yeah, that is something I've bought from the craft fair. And speaking of show notes and all that, links are in the description as well as my social media. But yeah, then I did some online shopping. So this one is Bad Wolf Girl Studios Silence in the Library on her merino nylon base. There is no base names there, but so this is Silence in the Library. I have no idea what I want to knit with this, but it's so gorgeous and I've been eyeing it ever since it came out, which was years ago. And I finally have it. And then there is, again, okay, this is 75 wool and 25 nylon. This one is 80% merino and 20% nylon. The colorway name is Hagrid, and this is Bad Wolf Girl Studios. Again, I'm thinking of knitting a ripple bralette with this. Because this is really my color. I love this. So I think having a bralette out of this will make me feel all fancy schmancy. But yeah, this is Hagrid. Then there is 75 merino and 25 nylon. Again, Bad Wolf Girl Studios. And this is Cosmic Cotton. And this is the reason why I actually did this order. Because I love this. Cosmic Cotton is this one. And then there is 75 merino, 20 nylon, 5% stellina blend. Again, Bad Wolf Girl Studios. And this colorway is called Luna, after Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter series. And there is some speckling going on, and the only skein out of these 4 that I somewhat know what I want to do with it is the Hagrid one. Others are kind of, ooh, pretty, I want it. So give me ideas what to knit with these in the comments below or in the Raveler group, whichever is your kind of thing. Summer happened since I recorded last time. I was on, well, it was kind of internship, on the job learning, whatnot kind of thing for the whole summer. It was lovely, and that means I didn't have that much time to record because I worked during the week and I had 1 hour commute to the work, so it was quite late when I got home. And on the weekends I spent time with my mother-in-law, or technically she's not my mother-in-law because I'm not married, but mother-in-law, boyfriend's mother, whatnot. But yeah, so weekends were just for relaxing and spending time with family. So yeah, that's everything I have to share with you this week, this time. Not saying I'll be back next week. And I don't know what else to say, so happy knitting, and I'll see you next time. Bye!